Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of the Crime Alley Cast. This is episode number
30.
30?
This is it.
Oh,
I think this is the
this
big
is the
30.
Oh my goodness, this is a big one, the big 30. I'm Josh Roars, and to my right on the screen is the Atlantean himself, Zubaz. What's up?
What's going on? How are we doing tonight?
Doing good. And then off a little bit further to our right is the one and only Mr. Costly, mostly Costly.
Yep. Hello.
And our very special guest today, winning the cosplay contest. Sorry, Zubaz, she just beat you out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
the votes came in, but it's KittiLittl. Kitty, what's up?
Hello, what's up?
All right, so today, we're gonna be doing a little interview with Kitty. Zubaz, you're killing me right now.
What's the problem?
So we got we're gonna be doing an interview today, but we do have a lot of things to talk about, so I think we should just dive right in. And you know, the main topic of the day, I think, is Miss KittiLittl. Kitty, so it's early over there for you in Russia. It's late over here in the US. What time is it over there?
It is about 8 a.m. here.
And then what time did you wake up to get ready for this?
I woke up at 4 a.m. because you said like we will probably record it on 5 a.m. So I woke up, I was ready, I was waiting, and then you texted me that I can sleep more. So I went to sleep again. So yeah, I had a very rough morning.
I'm so sorry. I was checking times, and I think I even told these guys, I was like, okay, Russia's 8 hours ahead. It's 8 hours ahead. And I think the reason why Zubaz never corrected me was because I think it's 8 hours for Zubaz.
Yes.
But I thought it was 8 hours for Pacific time. And so I was trying to tell Kitty, hey, it would be this time. And then next thing you know, I text her not that long ago, and I said, hey, we're gonna have you ready, around 6 a.m. That'll be when we're ready, it'll be 6 a.m. for you. She's like, it's 6 a.m. right now. And I'm like, okay, well, we're not ready. So, oh man, that's just how it is, the timing. So
yeah, for those that don't know, our recording time, they go off of a specific time because me, Josh, and Du Bois are all on the West Coast. He's the guest that he's the number one guest that comes around the most. But yeah, he's
the longest recurring guest. Okay, that makes
I guess at least of the main host, me and Josh are both in California.
So Kitty, I see you're dressed up today. Can you let everyone know what you're dressed up as?
Yes, it is Wonder Woman being a lantern, violet lantern, starting fire. It is from the Blackest Night.
Yeah.
And I really love this costume because it fits me good.
Yeah, it looks great. I just was, has she ever been, does anyone know, was she only a Star Sapphire during Blackest Night, or has she ever been a Star Sapphire again?
I think it was in Blackest Night.
Only, or do you know Zubaz Costly?
She did become a Star Sapphire again. But it was only in her annual a couple of years ago. I want to say 2018, we'll say. Wonder Woman Annual 2. She becomes a Star Sapphire again.
For the second time.
Just one issue only.
Well, hey, that's all you need. So Kitty, I mean, we've seen you do so many different cosplays, not even just DC alone, but also Marvel, but not your favorite cosplay, but who's your favorite just character? Let's say DC character. Who's your favorite DC character? I think I know the answer, but let them all know.
Yes, it is the same as it was all those times. I think it is Batgirl.
Oh, see, I
Yes,
guess
yes,
I was
this
thinking
is
Harley.
why
I don't know why I was
knew.
thinking Harley.
No, well, Harley is my favorite cosplay I did, and I never did Batgirl. So, well, I don't know if I ever do her, but I hope I will.
You should.
So yes, but Batgirl is my favorite character.
So do you like her more? I mean, I don't know how much did you read the comics at all? Or are you like, do you read comics like Batgirl comics or all?
I read comics when I have time, but unfortunately I have not too much time, and we don't have too much comics here. So I usually just get those from eBay. And we have some here, but it is like I have one to show you guys. It's like in hardcover. See?
Oh wow!
It is hard.
Oh, and it's in Russian.
Yeah.
Yes, it
amazing.
is in Russian, and it has some issues, like not all the issues, but some of those. You can find which ones it has. Oh my God, that's.
Oh, that's actually a really. I don't know if anyone's read that story with Dexter right there. It's super sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yes. So it has somewhere.
Yeah.
In the end, yes. It is hardcover. It's pretty hard to find very specific comics, like Zubas said, Wonder Woman issue 2, right? You said about when she became a Star Sapphire again. I don't think we have here on Russia. In Russia. So yeah, I mostly love her because of DC Legends, because how she performs there, and probably when I will be an old lady with a lot of time, I will just sit, read comics, and play games. That's my goal.
That's a great goal. So do you like Batgirl more as Oracle, like when she's behind the computer, or do you like her more when she's Batgirl out there fighting crime?
Yes, for sure.
Which one do you like better, Oracle or
no Batgirl?
Batgirl. Okay, so you like her out there, yeah. Okay, I like that. So we've always asked some people when because like you said, you like Batgirl not mainly, but also because from the game. How did you start playing the game? What got you into playing DC Legends?
Well, it was about 6 years ago, right?
I think so.
We are playing
almost, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 6 years is coming up,
yeah, on November. And a friend of mine texted me and showed me this game. He said, "Look, I'm playing new DC game." And I was like, okay, interesting, let me download it. And I downloaded it on my iPad and tried it. And funny thing that guy stopped to play this game, and we even stopped to talk to him, but I'm still playing this Legend.
It's always...
I just wanted to have my own Superman. That was my goal in the game. You needed to close all the missions, all the legendary missions, I think, to get his shards more. So I had to play, getting stronger to get to close those missions. And then I got Superman, but he was too weak.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
I almost have the same thing as you. When I played, I saw, because you get to play as Superman in the demo, like, or the little intro to the game. You have Superman, and I remember thinking like, oh man, I can't wait to get Superman unlocked, and then finally got him unlocked, and then he's just like not good at all. It's awful. It was so disappointing.
Yes, I know. So probably I will do him Rebirth 5 one day too.
Oh yeah, it's so much better now.
After Batgirl and Nightwing.
Okay.
Is your Batgirl's only Rebirth 4?
4. Yeah, it was a sale for Batgirl not a long time ago. I think last month, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't have champ.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I was gonna tell people this. If people don't know, Kitti is the leader of. And let me see if I can say this right. Shinsengumi Red. Right. All right.
Yes.
And you told me something very interesting right before we went live, and you told me that you need to do better this raids because last raids you didn't hit your own minimums.
Yes, it was. Oh my God. I felt so bad because I closed my milestone on Saturday. I didn't expect I will not have any alliance bosses on Sunday. So I closed my milestone and I was like, Now I will do my minimum. And was
I mean, you know,
yeah, so I didn't make minimum.
I know I had asked you before, and you always told me, everyone warned me about Kitti, that she cuts people if they don't meet minimums. So I mean, I was, like we said before, if you have to cut yourself, we got a spot in the 1500 for you, ready to go. We don't have any minimums, so. Oh,
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. Yes, I will think about it.
Okay.
just so you know, even if we don't have a spot, we will absolutely remove Costly and add you. Like, that's outstanding.
Why do
offer.
I get singled out here?
It's
There's another
100%.
person that's not here right now that can be singled out.
Well, you know.
He sees your face there, Costly. If the boy was here, he would have seen him, and then.
Right.
Yeah. So, I do have one question.
Yeah.
So Batgirl's your favorite character. I know you also really like Nightwing. As far as Nightwing's relationships in the comics, do you prefer Barbara Gordon or Starfire?
Ooh.
Starfire.
Wow, that's surprising, especially because you like Batgirl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but just because Starfire looks better with him.
I like Starfire better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm
in the Barbara Gordon camp. I'm loving the Nightwing run right now. So
I mean, have you seen Starfire, Costly? Have you looked at it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's see what else we got here. I do have some rapid questions, but I think we'll save those.
Save those.
Yeah, save those for the end.
Kitti, what are other cosplays that you have, or what are something that you're working on, maybe a little preview or something?
Yeah, I need to finish this year 2 more cosplays, I think. It will be Harley Quinn again, but in a white and pink suit.
Oh.
Okay.
I already have this one. I just need a hammer, pink and white hammer, and a better mask. And I have one more cosplay. It is very easy to do. It has no costume, like cosplay with no costume. It is Greek goddess Aphrodite from the Hades game. She has long hair, bracelets, and pretty flowers in her hair, but no costume.
Okay. Now, do you make everything that you wear? Do you order parts of it? Like, how do you put together a costume?
I do prefer to order these because I don't have skills to do my own costumes. Well, I did some things like for Black Supergirl, I painted her top with S, and something like that. But I have no idea how to sew this costume because no, and I prefer order them.
Right. Yeah, I tried to learn how to build like the armor for Aquaman, and it didn't go well. And I found like some lovely people on Etsy who you just kind of send them your measurements and they will make you pretty much anything you want, which is kind of amazing. So,
yeah. The only one thing I do is go to the gym to look good wearing costumes.
There you go.
Right.
That's the most important part.
Same
well,
here.
At least I do something.
So you said before that you're going to do the photo shoot for this costume today.
Today, yes, later today.
So
not so early, not at 5 a.m.
Oh, no, that's a terrible time to wake up. So when do you think those? You always go and do professional pictures and all that. When do you think those will be out?
In a week or so.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have any, anything in mind in terms of like backgrounds or things that you're going to have for this particular costume?
Yeah, I booked the studio already, and I think it should look good. And also, I will ask my photographer when she will edit pictures. I have some cool ideas about backgrounds. I want. Well, you will see. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I was about to ask you about with this cosplay you have going on right now, and you said you want to do Batgirl, and I talked about this on the stream before. Which Batgirl costume do you want to do? Do you want to do the new, what do they got, the Burnside costume, or the old more classic?
There's actually another one past Burnside already. They've done like 2 more. Actually, they've done 2 more since Burnside.
What would you do, Keith?
The one that is full black one, you know?
Okay.
Full black one with yellow.
All right, yeah.
So like New 52.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the Batgirl I kind of saw first. I think that's, I don't know which one's my favorite. It's tough.
I love purple. It's like my favorite color. So for me, I love when I see that. And it also, it makes her, to me, a little bit different than Batman. You know, I think I like the contrast of the purple and gold versus the black. To me, it makes her seem a little bit younger too, I think.
And then Batwoman has red. So, but
yes.
She's not like,
I really liked the Burnside suit until the newest suit. The newest suit is really, really nice.
I think I've seen it.
It's purple. It's purple and gold, and it's got like some like darker stuff to it too.
I mean, I know she changed it. She has like the ears coming out of her hair now.
No, that's the
oldest.
suit.
Yeah, there's one more after that. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah,
but and Kitty. So if most people don't know, or if they don't know, I'm sure a lot of people know. You also stream on Twitch, and you played a lot of DCL, and then you also were playing what was that game you were playing? It was, I always, when I see it, it reminds me of Breath of the Wild, Zelda, but it's not. It's like I guess it's like a clone. What is that one called? Do you remember, what is that other game you were playing called?
Hades?
No. Before that, you were playing it. Remember with the girls? Genshin Impact. Yeah.
Genshin Impact.
So you were playing Genshin Impact.
Yeah. No, I don't have time for Genshin Impact.
No
because
more?
I played DC Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, but I have seen you playing, and you talked about the cosplay, Hades.
Yes, Hades. Hades is a great game because, you know, when you're tired after a long working day, you just come home and kill all those monsters very quickly.
And I know
it's very relief.
Yeah, because playing DC Legends ain't no relief. I'll tell you that sometimes. It's...
No, because you have to face this ugly Martian Manhunter with ugly all the time. I want to say yes.
So
no.
We are gonna talk about the newer characters a little later, but everyone knows you like the cute toons, and without getting into too much, you don't like the look of the new characters coming out right now, right? They're not cute. No. None of them?
I don't like. I'm very disappointed in this month's toons, in last month's toons. It sucks.
So, what would be what's a cute toon you want to see come to the game? Like, who would be in Kitty's Cuties?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just waiting for them to add someone cute. I don't know, because you know, playing DC Legends. Why I love to play DC Legends. This is why I started to get into DC Comics more, because they add new characters. Mm-hmm. And I have to look at them. I have to read about them more. And now I have so many DC characters. When I start to talk about this with my friends, they're looking at me like, "Oh my God, you know so much." So yeah. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting, because without DC Legends, I wouldn't know about Bleed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can, great. I mean, this is usually what I find to be the case in situations like this. It's Zubaz's fault that the characters aren't cute. I mean, Zubaz is in control over there. He owns the Reddit and everything. And so
no, excuse me. The other Reddit moderator is here right now.
That's true.
Kitty is my co-moderator. But no, I do not have control over that. I agree, though. I think the last let me rephrase. The artists and the work that they have done are very accurate representations of the characters. So I'm not going to say that they're, that it's ugly art, but
Right.
the characters that they are doing happen to be particularly ugly characters.
They're uggos. That's it.
Yeah,
what about Mongol's legendary skin is accurate?
Well, the legendary skins are very rarely accurate.
Yeah,
I mean, it's usually the basic and then the legendary they have to
Isn't it
spice it
kind
up.
of crazy that started happening like after they put that button in there to be able to revert the skin?
Yeah,
Like it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Well, let's jump forward. And Kitti, are you gonna stick around with us?
Okay.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna jump forward, and Kitti's gonna be giving all our input. But let's move on. Let's talk about these new characters, and we have Ursa. Wait, Ursa's not a cutie?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No, I'm with Kitti on that one.
She's no Furora. I mean, she's no Furora from the Man of Steel. I'll say that. Like I remember, I like that one. But correct me if I'm wrong. Ursa and Furora are they're two completely separate characters, right? Because I could have sworn I read that they're trying to make them the same character now, or
they are kind of different characters
right.
and kind of the same. So Furora came first, and then Ursa was introduced for the Superman movie,
Yes.
and Superman 2, and she was in the movie. She was everything that Furora was, just with a different name.
Yeah.
And then it kind of flipped, and so it throughout time it really has depended on the writer and like what they've been doing. And so then we had the Man of Steel movie, where Furora was Ursa in everything else but name.
Right.
And so what they've done now within the last about 5 years, they have divided those two characters, but sometimes they make them a little bit too close. It's a very confusing timeline, and it just concerns the way that like the media, the movie media versus the comic book media have kind of intersected.
One of the things I think is kind of like a middle ground between like the movies and the comics is like the shows like Young Justice and such. And I know in that they've kind of made like Furora like just like Nom's, or is his name Nom? I can't remember what it's the big dude that was in Man of Steel, like the other Kryptonian that's with Furora in Man of Steel. Like they kind of made her like his counterpart in a way of like they're both like Zod's bodyguards or like loyal generals or like lieutenants, and then it's like Ursa's his wife is like what they've done like recently. It seems like, and I think it's one of those deals of like over the years, like writers have forgot or got confused on the characters, and that's kind of like where we get what we have, where it's like sometimes one's been written as the other one's been written as the other one, or like just they've been written like they're the same character, like
it is. I was reading, because I remember when I read New 52, I remember I was reading Superman and Wonder Woman, that comic, and they had a fight against Furora, and I was like, okay, and then like, Ursa's coming around, but then I'm like, wait, so they talk about him like they're the same, but
Ursa's first comic book appearance is actually pretty recent, comic book wise.
Is it really?
It's in it's in Rebirth.
Really?
Like,
Rebirth is Ursa's? Was that during the when the Supermans tried to
Cyborg Superman and all that? Yeah, with Zod. Yep, that's her first appearance. You probably read her first appearance.
Yeah, crazy. So, Kitti, what do you? So speaking of Ursa game wise, what do you think of Ursa in the game? Have you played with her at all?
Yeah, I tried her. I tried her for a little, but when it just came out, you have not enough legendaries for her to play properly. So I didn't like her and switched to my favorite team.
Yeah, you got your girls. I don't think she's gonna be replacing any of them soon. But man, oh man, does she hit hard? Like she's super hard. And now she's the big issue with her. And I'm gonna say this really quick. I know people like WB bugs, all that, but I always feel like when there's a bug like what Ursa had, it always gets fixed pretty quick. I don't know. I felt like I had no doubts that they were gonna fix her too, when they did. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong in that? I felt like they do a pretty good job of those bugs. Like, oh, the bug is supposed to buff, but it's hitting, and then they can just, I don't know. Am I alone on that? I felt
I
like
was, yeah. I mean, I guess I was bummed for the people that played Siege that it wasn't fixed for Siege, but it also impacted everybody the same. So you just had to learn it. It was the same as during the Yara Floor Siege when like Nubia had the Enrage that could, it same as Alan Scott last month. You just kind of have to adapt. Now they have patched that bug, and now it has led to new bugs on her too.
An animation bug, I think it is. Yeah.
It's an animation bug, and it seems like it's attacking each enemy in an AoE, but like one at a time. So we have requested that they look at that again. But yeah, I don't know why it was such a problematic thing. It seems it's like it should be so easy to just self buff, but
I felt like I did it. I could have sworn I did it on stream, and it just was, maybe I didn't look at it. I wasn't paying attention, but she did the animation, and I think I only had one enemy alive. I think I actually did it when I fought the siege boss, so I didn't notice it. But yeah, I've seen the videos, and it's like, it's pretty silly, like one by one by one. Yeah. But I just
did it today.
Yeah, and I know I always forget the name of their podcast. Whatever. I know they do some sort of tier list, and they had her. What did they have her B tier or something? They didn't want to make her A tier because of the bug or whatever. Do you guys think that now that she's fixed, that she's significantly better, or is it I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I took her level 80 in the beginning of the month and didn't touch her ever again.
Well, come on.
That's very strange.
What are you doing?
It's it's just because like I was kind of lazy about putting like her legendary points in. So like even during Siege, I had her L3 and I could have put the legendary points in. I just never went and did it. So I just never used her.
I think she's great. Like, she's the only thing that I think kind of sucks with Ursa right now, currently being, in the game, is she came out with Connor's rework, and Connor is another super hard hitting red, doesn't do as much damage in one shot as Ursa, especially against the Spectres and the other male characters, but he usually follows up with a 2. So do you think, I don't know, like, how do we feel about Ursa? Where does she fit in all this, I mean, we know how strong she is. Where do you guys think she fits?
I mean, I know she hits really hard. I had her take out a couple of my champs, where it's like, even like greens, that I was like, what? And I was like, that had to be the whole versus male damage thing that like ended up like being the like winning blow. But I'm like, that's wow. I didn't expect that guy to die. Like,
yeah, I just think like I have her L5 and she's knocking out, Rebirth 4 Spectres one shot, no problem. But I've said this a couple times that I think if someone were to take her to Rebirth, 5, whatever, I'm sure someone's going to do it. Someone takes her there. She's going to knock out every blue. I think Grundy won't even stand a chance. I think she'll knock out every blue. She'll knock out almost every single red. And I think she's going to take care of some greens at Rebirth 5. She's just that strong. So it's kind of crazy to me that these new characters like Ursa are just so flippin' strong now. It's like, I
remember exactly what it was now. I had like a 75% health left blood sport, and it was like an RB2 or 3 Ursa just came across and one shot him from 75%. Like,
Kitty, I have a question for you, because actually, congratulations! I believe you're the first woman that we've ever had on the podcast.
You are.
So that's awesome. So how do you feel? There were obviously a lot of different comments about Ursa having a skill that allowed her to do extra damage versus male characters. How I'm going to put you on the spot. How do you feel about that? Support it?
Well, guys, this is a very hard question because you are a 3, 1, 2, 3 male. Right?
3 handsome males.
Yeah. You can answer however you want, and we will not be offended.
Go for it.
So I feel this is interesting because we didn't have something like that before. So it is something new. So this is good. Something new is always good. They are doing something new, and probably they will add next time male character who will make more damage to female character, and then Reddit will.
Right.
I wonder, because this is the first time we had a skill like this, and I agree with you. I think it's neat. I think it's interesting. Do you think this is going to open the doors for like them doing like, oh, extra damage against aliens, extra damage against, I don't even know
and it could. We actually like Blue Beetle has his skill where he is alleged, not that anybody uses him, but he does extra damage against mystic characters. And it didn't particularly make sense for his lore, and it was, a lot of mistakes were made with that kit. But then I think Ursa is now, and then we have this month Desaad has like a special skill involving energy characters. Oh, yeah. So I think and again, none of these skills, well, for Ursa, I think it works out great, but for Desaad and Blue Beetle, I don't know how well it's going to work. But I think that is something that they're looking at is, they're looking at, okay, how can we use the filters basically just to open up, creativity in terms of options that you have to deal with enemies.
Yeah, and I think they can add extra damage to ugly characters in the future, right? And if they will need any help, I can send them my tier list.
Yeah,
I will send that to Reeves right now. We will make that happen. So yeah.
Well, speaking of ugly characters, we got Mr. Mongol, and man, oh man, has there been some hoopla about Mongol going around. So we're recording, today is Saturday, Sunday for Kitti.
Sunday for me.
Sunday for Zubaz as well, yeah. And, there has been some issues that came out, and WB made a statement, and they also kind of threw in an additional piece to this whole raid announcement, but Mongol is getting fixed. Is it a fix, or is this a tweak? Is this, a micro balance? But Mongol had a taunt on him, which kind of to his detriment allowed him to get killed quicker, and now they removed the taunt. So what do we think about that? Like, was that the right move? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
We've seen them do this like one other time, I think, just in the history of DCL, just like change something. Was the character had damage changed on like a basic? It was
Spectre had was switched from physical to special, but they've done little tweaks in the first month like this before.
Personally, I think it's great because if there's immediate feedback that they're getting from the community, and like not like one person raging about something, but like a bunch of people being like, "This is obviously a bad decision. You guys like made a bad decision that's to the detriment of a character." I think this is an interesting thing. We'll get more into like something else they did going into this month that I think is a good.
Yeah, but I mean, even Sir, we got his gear changed, and Mongol, right. They waited a whole month. Aben Sir, we were able to get changed like before Siege.
Yeah.
That was a big difference. So I do think that over the last couple months they have shown a little bit more willingness to be receptive to feedback, and to make fixes that are in everybody's best interest. Like, it's obviously in the best interest of the players, the community, and the game. It's in their best interest to fix a character before they go on for sale.
Mongol, again, I do think the no taunt does allow him to perform better, because when you think about it, like the team leader as the no stunning, that sounds great, on its face. But when it really comes down to it, I feel like even though there's so many stunners in the game, I feel like at this point we've been able to adapt to we found ways to deal with all these stunners. And so when you give us this leader who can not make you stun, it sounds great and all, but I could use Lex, I can use Cheetah, I can use Manhunter, and I can use a leader that will give me a better skill, and I can manage, the stunning. Is like, do you think that him stunning his leader is worth more than maybe like
I think it's an interesting leader. I think this leader ability belongs in almost the way the game used to be, where like a character that could stun could almost reliably not do any damage, right? So it's like in this world, it doesn't like, especially with Spectre, like it's easy to look at Spectre because he stuns, he's blue, like he's going to be a direct counter to Mongol, right? Or it's like he's going to be a weakness for Mongol. And it's like, you look at Spectre, it's like, okay, so Spectre's not going to stun him. He's still going to blow him up though because he's green. You know what I mean? So it's like, if now in a world where like the game was kind of like what I'm referring back to is like, remember when like Bane would like have a chance to stun or whatever, and like a lot of these characters that like had a chance to stun, there was never like any 100% stuns, and they all, any character that had a stun, like that move didn't do any damage, or they themselves did like little damage, to where you kind of had to synergize bringing stunners and then killers. You know what I mean? Where it's like, but in this game now that we're at, where it's like you got a character that's self-sustaining himself, blowing up the entire enemy team, stunning everybody, and purging all their buffs off. It's like, okay, so a simple leader like, hey, you can't stun my team, doesn't do as much as you would want it to.
Yeah, it's
like,
sounded great, but then I think just in practice, it's like it's not as good as Kitty, have you played with Mongol at all? No, yeah.
No, no.
Of course, well, one, that's a silly question. He's too ugly.
Yeah. He will be level 1 forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me too.
I think I have. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna gear him up either. It's just
mine's level 80.
Oh, I know, Costly. You take them all to level 80. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was watching fellow 1500 member and YouTube superstar Nick136. He's been about Mongol. He's talked to me about him. He's really impressed with his kit, and he took him for a spin the other day on his YouTube stream, and Mongol has some moves, but I think what Nick discovered, and I think what he already knew going in, was better off lead. And that's when you can give him a little protection, give him some, throw him on a taunter or something or whatever. Well, now he's not going to be taunting, but then keep him alive, give him leaders that give him some moves. And man, I don't know, I was impressed with what Mongol could do. I don't think he's a bad character. I don't think he's a bad toon in the game, but God, it's just, there's so many characters now. Like, who do you gear up, and is Mongol worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think in a year and a half, God willing, the game's still going and we're still doing this. He may get a rework where that leader is converted to a passive, and then have him off lead. Being able to do that would instantly make him a lot more better.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. That's when it's better, because you won't sacrifice that leader.
I just, the other thing I that scares me too, because it's like taking abilities that should be exclusive to leader abilities, making them passives, it's kind of put us in the situation we're in now with the game. You know what I mean? Like, just making things that are a little bit like too powerful to be a passive. A passive is kind of like, I feel like, reason why we get some teams that are real annoying to face. But I think it would make them significantly better. Yeah. Like, I agree with that. Like, and I like the character. I haven't got to use him in the game yet, but it's like, I like Mongol as a character, so I'm excited to bring him up and use him and everything. I was waiting until after Siege, and then with work this week, I didn't even get to touch him until today. So
well, you're about to get 600 shards.
I do want to talk about that in a little bit, because I think that'll be more of a spicy topic. But speaking of the new toons coming out, we also got our new reworks that came in this month, and an interesting thing that just happened, we got some stat bumps, and that's exciting. Kitty, what do you think about them going back and bumping up some of these characters, these older characters? These old characters that need the bumps.
Great. That was a great surprise, right? So this is good, but I would like to see another characters I usually use more than those. So they added, I know, Swamp Thing, Power Girl, Joker. Who plays with Joker?
Nobody plays with
Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, only Joker.
Joker plays with. And then the other was Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah, I saw Peacemaker. So I don't really play with all the tools.
I'll
So
say my favorite of the bunch is Swamp Thing. Like, I think Swamp Thing was a perfect pick for this. Actually, I don't mind Joker. I don't mind Joker, being picked. He's an older character. I was talking to Almost Deaf. He's saying that he likes Joker a lot more now. He can stay alive longer. He can do more damage, and that's nice. Like, a character that maybe wasn't getting played because they weren't strong enough. And then you have Power Girl, and Power Girl is a good add too. The strength.
Firewings, I mean, not that I care what Firewings says, but he seems to think she's a lot more viable now.
Yeah, he's saying that he likes her a lot more. She had that big AOE for a long time, and it was always, I think there was a siege not that long ago where you always had to watch if she has that stack of strength ups. Watch out for that AOE because it's going to do some big damage. But now it doesn't need as many strength ups, and it's doing a lot more damage. And then we have, in my opinion, the odd man out as Peacemaker, which I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not going to make any speculations of what's going on. I said enough on my stream. But Zubaz, maybe, I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot. Can you shed some light on what went on with these new stat bump tunes?
Yeah, I can. So first of all, this was something that for people that don't know exactly. So me and Hawkeye, he's a new guy in the community. He and I were the ones that were added recently to the NDA group, and that was something that we both really pushed for, these stat bumps over the last month or so. And I've been kind of hammering that home about, there's a lot of players that complain about the game being stale and seeing the same characters over and over. And there are a lot of different ways to address that. There are, introducing counters or, just changing the meta, whatever you want to do. But one of the ways to do that is to just make more tunes viable. Mm-hmm. And so that was why we had been pushing for that. And so I will say that they did, because they always do, the game asked for our input on, who we thought would be worthy tunes for this. I will say that they did not give us a lot to go on, in the sense that they did not say, we are going to pick 4. They did not say, how much the stats would be bumped. They didn't give us input on, where to focus it. Like, they weren't like, oh, like, give us a character that you think should be 20 faster or anything like that. It was very, very open-ended, and just, who do you think needs a stat bump? And so, the group gave its input, and then we saw how they approached it. And so now that we have that information about how they actually did it, the number that they picked, who they picked, and everything, it does give us a little hope that, one, that we can make this a regular thing, and that, 2, going forward, that we can be a little more targeted in our recommendations and that sort of thing. But I do have hope. I'll be very clear. We have not been guaranteed that this is going to be a regular thing. But the group itself, we are pushing very, very hard for it to be a regular thing, hopefully monthly. And I have sold to the team, to the dev team, I should say, just all the benefits that this has. It raises the idea of sales. It keeps people interested in the game, because you can sit there with a tune that you love and you just have to hope that they get a rework. And it's like, that could be forever. That could be so long. When a lot of tunes don't necessarily need a rework. Like, they have kits that are pretty good that they could just use some power. So that all being said, I definitely have some tunes in mind that I would love to see. But like, Kitti, like, who are some tunes that you think have like a good kit? Like, they don't need an entire rework, but they could just use a little bit of extra power to deal with the current meta a little bit better.
Uh, I think it is Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira.
Okay.
She is very good. She is even when I meet her on race. She makes troubles for my team. So if she would be maybe a little faster, a little stronger, it would be great. I don't think she needs a proper like rework, but
Right.
sad bump.
I think that's a good pick. Yeah.
It's a very good pick. Yeah. You know what? You sold me.
Done.
That's who I'll be pushing as soon as possible. So
it's finally nice to hear someone come up with an idea like that, because there's not many Wonder Woman pop fans out there, and
right.
it's glad that we have that kind of voice on this podcast.
Yeah, nobody has said that name to me before this moment, actually.
Yeah. So Zubaz, I have a feeling you don't. I don't think you can answer this, and I think I already know your answer. But these bumped up stat toons, does this kind of take them off the table for potential rework? Is that something you have to consider when you're like recommending these toons? Like, does this mean they're not going to get reworked later?
We don't know the answer to that question, and that's not like I don't know the answer. I'm saying like we flat out don't know. Now, what we would suspect is what you said, which is that these are not toons that are in line for a rework anytime soon. Because we gave them a lot. To be perfectly honest, when initially asked the question, who do you think needs a stat bump? I said legitimately, I think 160 out of 180 toons could use a stat bump. There's just so many because the power creep has grown so much, and we were just talking about Ursa and how crazy powerful she is. It's like, she can sneeze and Zatanna dies, and like that's it. So it's just the difference between these 2018 2017 toons versus 2022 is just so devastating. So I think I think that they're doing a great job addressing it, but I do think that preference is going to be given to the toons that are not in line for reworks. But I also, I don't. We don't know for certain how far out they plan the reworks either. It's like we just unfortunately are not given a roadmap of what that looks like. So, but I obviously Peacemaker is not getting a rework anytime soon. Joker has received 2 reworks. Swamp Thing could use a rework, but now that he has this enormous power, I think he's pretty effective at what he does, and I think that's the whole point of it is now we don't have to wait for a rework. So
I think it'd be interesting like to find out what they do with it, but I don't necessarily think a stat bump should take a character off of the rework list at all. Because it's like somebody like, for instance, the Princess of Themyscira is a great example. I think her kit is actually really good, but there are problems with her kit, and I proposed like what my rework before. I'm not going to go back over it. Like what I think her rework should be, but I would also enjoy, like, say next month she gets a stat update, and then like January of next year she gets a rework. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to be able to use her even for the rest of the year before like her rework comes up. You know what I mean?
Pick right now: stat bump next month or rework in a year.
Is it my rework or just a rework?
Oh, just a rework.
You don't stat bump.
Stat bump. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Well, then we're taking off the rework list. So thanks, Cosplay.
Great. I think this is a great thing that they did, and hopefully they continue it. Because it's just I think like, and if they went with the same deal, like I think 2 new toons, 2 reworks, and like 4 stat bumps a month would be a great thing. Like you're gonna get like, there's gonna be enough characters to do 4 a month. I mean, there's enough characters that need it that you could do 10 a month and never actually catch up to yourself. But
I do want to touch on something really quick, but I don't want to deep dive into it. Is a lot of people are complaining now that hey, we have so many bugs in the game, blah blah blah. The dev team should stop doing raids or stop doing things like new toons and all reworks and all that, and just focus on fixing bugs. And I mean, but now we're in a situation where they're not only doing 2 new toons, 2 reworks, they may potentially be doing 4 stat bumps on the side. So I mean, I wonder if we're going to be asking too much of the dev team by this.
I think it's something that would be cool, and I like seeing that they can do, like, we've always known that they could do the stat bump thing, but it's like seeing it in practice, right? Being done. I think it would be interesting for them to revisit that idea they had last year of, hey, we're going to kind of cut back this month and work on bugs. Like, what they could literally do is just go in and be like, hey, we're going to update these 10 toons stat-wise, and there's going to be sales revolving around them like that would be a normal month, and then we're going to work on bugs. No new toons, no new reworks, nothing. Just enjoy these 10 characters that are all going to be updated and injected back into the meta, and we're going to work on the game. I think that would be interesting. I think you would get a lot of... I'd be interested to see how the community would react.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
You know what I mean? Like...
and right now...
Wait, Costly, which month do you want that to happen?
October, because they never go with the theme anyways.
Okay, I'm just checking. That was Bluebird month. So sorry,
Okay.
You just took Bluebird off the table. I'm sorry.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, that's a tough break.
I'm reading our little banner down here below, and it says reworks and stat bumps. Which reworks were we going to talk about?
I guess
Raven and Etrigan. Just first impressions. What do you think of it?
Yeah,
I haven't got to even touch them. I've heard Etrigan. I've heard Etrigan's great, and I heard Raven got destroyed.
Yeah.
I think to a lot of people's surprise, Etrigan does make the cuties list. So Kitty, what do you think about Etrigan's rework? Have you played with them?
Yes, I got back to my very, very old team now and enjoying playing these on race. I think 3 years ago, I played all the time with Team Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Wonder Girl, and Etrigan. And now I'm playing with this team again, and Etrigan is really good. He hits hard. He does his jumps and fire. Oh my god, I love him. Too bad he doesn't rhyme in game.
Yeah. Kitty, I was thinking about you the other day because we were talking in the 1500 chat about Etrigan, and I commented that if you look up Etrigan cosplay, they're awful. They're all so bad. I don't know what it is, but like they just like, I don't know. Do you think that he is a character that maybe people shouldn't attempt because it takes so much skill to like do that kind of monster work, or is it just that they're bad and we need better ones?
About cosplays, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that people should be doing Etrigan cosplay? Have you seen any pictures? We should have showed her some pictures.
Yes,
yeah. They're so bad.
I saw some on Instagram, but I don't know. You know, people put work and put their heart in these costumes, so I'm always glad to see those costumes.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very
bad.
bad.
Etrigan
so they should stick to the Jason Blood, right? Okay, they should do
character to bring to life, because you need to do so much work, and at least they tried, and they do this with so passion, with so love. So yeah, I admire these people.
All right, good.
Zubaz is.
I'm on board.
Just thinking of the things Zubaz said in that chat.
No, nothing. There was all just nice things.
It's all positive.
My answer was similar to what Kitty just said.
Yeah, it is interesting. You do see these cosplays, and yeah, looking at them, you're like, okay, that's not, Etrigan it's some of these characters to cosplay are so hard to do, and it is, you look at them, you're like, okay, that's not the best, but hey, they're out there doing it up. I think the main thing Zubaz was getting is, Kitty, will you do an Etrigan cosplay?
I don't think I will.
Okay.
But I can do one for Zubaz.
Okay.
Perfect.
There you go. And so again, I've been playing with Etrigan and I love him. He's great. I took him Rebirth 2. I had him Rebirth 1. He used to
I took him
Yeah, he used to be
Yeah.
my go-to guy, and I think a lot of people back in the day, why kind of Etrigan had this kind of allure to him was he definitely let you punch above your weight. Like he would kind of, he was the, like, I don't want to say the original Spectre, but he was that toon that when he ramped, it's off to the races, and he can do big work against toons much stronger than him. And I think that was, I mean, that was one of the reasons why I liked him, is because he was just hit so hard. And over the years, you know, not so much anymore, but with this bump, I think he's back. And the little tweaks they made, ooh.
I always loved Etrigan. I mean, you know, I'm a big Justice League Dark fan, but my thing I always used to do, I used to run Constantine with Etrigan together, and the big thing that you could do, and it's like now you look and you could probably do this with a ton of toons in the game, but at the time it was really just those two. Is you would have Constantine could use his call assist on Etrigan, who if Etrigan was overhealed and the enemy was overhealed, he would get 4 strikes automatically. Sometimes on 2 different characters, he would do 2 on one and 2 on the other. And the idea that you would get this quadruple call assist was like the coolest thing in the world. Now we have like Darkseid can just do, you know, and you can just almost practically chain call assists, and you've got Spoiler and Coda and all this kind of stuff. And so it's like so much common, but that was, I used to love doing that was the quad pop. And now, you know, I've busted him out again. And between Etrigan with this really great rework, Swamp Thing with the stat boost, and, you know, I've been able to run my old Justice League Dark teams with Swamp Thing, and now I've added Deadman into the mix too. And Deadman can also do the quad pop with Etrigan, and they all crit. So everyone dies, and it's wonderful.
Costi, have you been playing with Etrigan?
No, I haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah, he's not level 80.
Do you play the game, Cosplay? I mean, that's
I do play the game. No, when I went to go play with them, PvP was down, and then by the time I actually got back around to the game, it's just been raid time the whole time.
Who raids?
But speaking of call assist chains, do you guys remember when you used to be able to, like, was it Hal Jordan to Batgirl and it would work, or was it Batgirl to Hal Jordan and it would work? Like you would get a third call assist. It was one direction of that.
I do remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever.
It was a while. Like it hasn't happened for a long time.
I try not to hack like you do. Yeah. So
right.
You know, I play honestly.
But if you're out there listening, I think Etrigan is definitely worth investing in again. He's just he's that old cute little monster, cute little demon. He's back, and I think he's great. And the other one, Raven. Kitti, have you played with Raven? Do you?
No. I have Legendary 5 level 80, but all my attention was to Etrigan.
Sound like awesome.
Yeah. I feel like I never had Raven geared up. I geared her up right before the rework because I wanted to at least have an idea of how she was before the rework. So when I look at the rework, I can say, okay, this is different or whatnot. And that other podcast had her ranked trash tier, and I believe that. I was she's probably trash tier or whatever. But when I played with her, the little I did, I thought she did great. I used her in, it was one of my challenges. It was slow poke challenges. And so, I didn't have a lot of the best toons to pair her with. And I didn't have a lot of speed to protect her, but I felt like she did fine. Like she was solid. That single overheal that she did is so intense, and probably I think it was the greatest single overheal in the game. You know, she saved my Alar Fleas. He was about to die, and boom, Alar Fleas overhealed. You know, she was solid. She did those passive out of turn attacks when your enemy got hit, and that was solid. You know, who doesn't like out of turn attacks? And yes, she wasn't gonna change the game. She wasn't gonna be S tier, A tier, or anything. But I definitely didn't think she was trash tier. But now using her, I mean, yeah, she's stronger, but What do you guys think about this rework right now?
I haven't got to use her yet, but she was, even before this rework, I agree with you there. She was the character that, like, when I got to use her, I was like, oh, she's fun to use.
Fine,
and then like I never like thought like, oh, this is my favorite character or anything like that. She was one of the first characters to get a skin, and I thought that first skin that she got was not when I say first skin, I mean
Kitty. Is Raven a cutie?
Hmm?
Is Raven a cutie?
In white skin, yes, for sure.
Okay. That's actually a good.
Yeah. I use right skin. Yeah.
So I haven't got to use her since the rework yet, but all I know is I listened to that podcast you were talking about. I listened to the like most recent episode or whatever, and they were talking.
Superfans is just barely hanging on here.
I think that they made unfortunately there were some mistakes that were made with the Raven rework. I do have some hope that we may maybe get some micro balances on her, just like we did on Mongol. I'm not, they basically said no promises. They were very clear about that. But we have been pushing.
Small things that need to change too. Yeah.
The one really, really good thing about Raven that I am very happy about is one of the changes that was requested. It was requested by Doombox, and I supported him, and I made sure that we would be allowed to do it before we requested it. Is the debuff on her basic, which is affinity power downs. We have not seen those in about 4.5 years, I don't think.
Who else has that?
Nobody. No. Literally nobody. Is it the
bots?
Bots like NPCs. They have it, and nobody else. No toons got it. So when Doom suggested that maybe we give her those, I went to the team and said, can we have those? Because you haven't given them to anybody in a long time. And, for anyone listening that's like confused about it, it's what we have had in the game quite a bit, and which have been pretty unpopular, are affinity resistance up and down.
Right.
And what that does is, like, if you put an affinity resist down on a character, if they are blue, they're going to take more damage from a red. It just like enhances that bonus, basically. But if you had a red on a blue, it was probably killing them anyway. Right. So it's not ideal. Now the affinity power downs is we're flipping that, which is what a lot of people have always wanted for those affinity things. So if you have Raven and she puts 5 affinity power downs on a red, the bonus that the red gets when attacking a blue is going to shrink, potentially down to nothing. So we're excited that they've given that, and I think that opens up a lot of kits kind of going forward, just because we have a new thing to play with.
And is there affinity power ups?
There hasn't been, but we think that maybe there could be.
To me, that sounds like what affinity resist should be.
Everyone's always said that.
When you tell me it's like affinity resist down, I'm expecting a blue to take more damage from a green. You know what I mean? If they have that on,
right. But that's just not. It's not what it is.
So we're definitely gonna look into that. But what I really wanted to do with Raven was where her legendary right now has the crit chance down, the crit damage down, the negative 45% or whatever it is. I wanted that to be her old legendary, which was affinity power down for the entire enemy team. It was just a flat rate. And then the idea of having that flat percentage applied at all times, combined with her basic, could completely take, and it would make her a very niche toon. And you would, I think, you would have to be very crafty in terms of like figuring that out. But like we've seen with Supergirl that like you can turn damage to 0. And that's kind of what we were looking at for Raven too, just in a different way. So I don't think all hope is lost, but if it is, my one silver lining is that I think that we can play with that thing a little bit more going forward again.
Yeah. I think with Raven, my quick things I would like to see change is make that AoE heal. I have to assume it's bugged. Like when I'm playing with it, I look at it, I'm like, there's no way this is what it was intended to be. It has to be bugged. And if it's not bugged, shoot that thing up higher. And then, and this is I guess one that's not going to be changed, is that one legendary. I really wish we still had that passive attack when your enemy, your allies got hit, because that was so. It almost fits her lore so well too.
It does.
Yeah,
it
and
does.
it's perfect. But what are you going to do?
Something that I would add on there. From what I understand, with the heal, right? She takes the debuffs onto herself, right? From can we make that to where it doesn't transfer stun? It just gets rid of stun?
Asked and was not given. So
it does suck. It definitely does suck when you do
it really
that,
sucks if she just stuns herself.
And that was that was contemplated in advance. One of the reasons that we were hoping is that effectively that if she absorbed a stun, that the cooldown on the stun, basically, like if it was a 1-turn stun, that it wouldn't impact her when it got to her turn. And unfortunately has not quite panned out like that.
You know what it could have done is just when she does the move, apply stun immunity to her before, and then a 1-turn stun immunity.
That's what we asked for. So I mean, I actually asked for just stun immunity, like Ursa has.
Yeah, that'd be great too. But let's talk more. Man, I'm afraid to get on this subject here. Wacky raids. They're so wacky, you know. They're just wacky. They're just so wacky. You know, it's fun. It's wacky. Kitty, I mean, I know you're the type of player that doesn't hit her minimums for her alliance. What do you think now? Like, what do you think about raids right now? What do you think of all this hoopla going on? Are you happy with like last month? Were you happy with the compensation? What do you like? What do you think?
Well, I think we got compensation we do deserve, at least.
Yeah.
It sounds very fair to give us a compensation like that. Because the last raid was very disappointed when Alliance started to disappear, and I know there was drama about top 10 alliances, right? And I was worried a little if we will stay in top 50, but we stayed pretty close to each other again. And it was very bad because, you know, I thought I will stay home, play this Legends raid as usual, but I had to leave my home and to meet with my friends.
Yeah, I think that happened to a lot of people.
Because I couldn't play. And this raid, it started not too good again. And I was so worried about it. It was like they added reworks, right? Then raids stopped to
raids weren't working, yeah.
And then they fixed it, and we got problems with raid. Well, now it seems pretty fine, but I hope it will be so till the end of the raid.
Yeah, it's this raid started off a rocky, you know. The main glitch going on currently right now is, actually, I'm not even sure if it's still going on, is your alliance boss kept getting reset, and I don't think there was a rhyme or reason to it. You know, I was in our alliance chat, someone would say raid boss reset, and I was trying to kind of look at the time, like, is it every 30 minutes? But it was always just a different time. So no rhyme or reason to it, and that was annoying, but not the end of the world, because it seemed to be happening to everyone, and so it wasn't the worst thing. But I think the big blunder so far is that solo bosses disappear, and I've noticed that. I finished my 500 million, all my milestones, and I did notice that, and I had to play my solo raids differently, where before I would just load up 20 bosses and then run through those 20 and then load up another 20, but you can't do that this time, because if you load up 20, you play one, you come back, you only have 16. You play another one, you only have 13. Like it didn't work right. So I had to switch my strategy of only spawning 2 or 3 bosses and then go clearing them because they didn't seem to disappear then. But we did get some pretty hefty compensations, and Zubaz was telling everyone in the 1500 chat this is solely his responsibility for making this happen. Yeah, so everyone thinks
not
it.
at all.
Took all the credit for
say
it. So he was like, "Thank you. You guys can all thank me." But we got some beef. What was the compensation again, Zubaz? What did it shake out to?
I mean, ultimately, it is World's Finest for Alliance plus World's Finest for Solo.
Right.
It does not include the skin, the Enchantress skin, and it doesn't include the milestones that you would get for earning the Enchantress skin. But that's what it basically adds up to.
What do you think, Kitty?
I think that the worst part of this compensation that we will have 600 ugly.
Yeah, I know. That is a lot of shards.
It is a lot, yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Shards, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, that is ultimately what they wound up going with, and you know, I think a lot went into that consideration. I think the holiday weekend. I think they were finally admitting, like, yes, this is really broken beyond repair right now. We need to do something about this. So my hope, the other thing that I pushed for was that Enchantress skin, because I think a lot of players are just not going to play this raid. They're not going to want to deal with the way that you did the milestones and everything, Josh. So I think that skin, we're hoping to get it in the store sooner than like the regular rotation. Like usually an exclusive raid skin doesn't come out for like another 5-6 months. We're trying to push that up just because of how wacky this raid was. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But Kitty, I have a question because the guy interviewing you is doing such a horrible job. Shinsengumi Red. So you're the leader of this alliance. Where are most of the players from? Like, are there more of them in Russia? Are they from the United States? Like, where is your alliance from?
I think we have a half from Russia and a half from US, mostly US, I think.
Okay. Yeah. And the reason that I'm asking is that seems like it would be really helpful during raid, that, kind of the coverage that you get in terms of like the timing, where maybe half could be working on while they're awake and then the other half go to sleep. And is that kind of how it plays out in raids?
No, the reason why we had to do this kind of alliance is that we don't have too much Russian people play DC Legends. We have a very, very small community, and it is so hard to find strong players there because they already have their alliances. I know probably you heard about this alliance too, Red Suns. It is the first Russian alliance, and they have less than 20 people for a lot of months by now. So it is easier to have a full alliance if you can communicate with Russian and foreign members. So that's why. But this thing about timing is just a fun.
Okay.
Any follow-up questions, Zubaz, Mr.
No, I mean, we in the 1500, we noticed that where, we'll be doing very, very well. And then it's, most of us are based in the United States. And so we do have the benefit where we have most of the time zones in the United States covered. We do have a couple players in Europe as well, which is always helpful, but we sometimes feel like they're kind of on their own, especially like the day 3 and 4 alliance boss. It's really hard to really pump up high numbers when you're by yourself on those. So it is a tricky thing to manage. So I was just curious how a more international alliance, I'll call it, does with that. So
basically we are lacking European players. So Kitty, you're welcome to come over. You just, that's what we're saying.
Thank you.
How many people do you need to bring over? You tell me the number and I'll see if I can make it happen. You plus how many others?
No, you know I love my alliance. How can I lose my guys? How can I leave them?
We'll talk
They
about
will
it
be
off camera.
so
Off
upset.
stream.
How many we can cut costly, crisis,
The boy.
cut costly again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, I have a question. Is the boss officer in your alliance?
Are you?
Is he?
Is
Is
he
he?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
he
am.
is. He is. Yeah, he is.
I am.
He can.
He can do what?
Kick some people
He
out
can. Yeah,
from
he,
your
absolutely.
alliance.
he can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he can.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Just
Oh,
like I mean, the wind changes, and I'm just like, okay, that person's gone. You know, it's.
So yeah, I mean, the raids are what they are right now. I think everyone just wants the raids to be good. For, you know, it's interesting. For as much complaining as people are like, I hate raids, I don't like playing raids, and then when they don't work, it's like, oh my god, raids don't work. How am I play it all the time? Like, where, like, it's just like, my weekend's ruined. You know, like I feel like it's interesting to me that that's going on. But I mean, I think. Do we think this is going to get fixed anytime soon? I mean,
I would really hope they get it fixed by next raid, but you know, who knows?
I don't. I hope that every month raids are broken and I get full rewards for it.
30,000 gems that's a nice amount of gems to get.
Why would we want this? And it's not even that too. We're getting our whatever we achieve on top of that compensation.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, what are we
mean, this
like if we get like top 50 alliance, like we're getting those rewards too.
Okay, hang on. So wait, you get your normal rewards, because I told everyone, I'm thinking like, if we get follow top 50, who cares? I thought we were just getting.
No.
Well, that's because you're wrong all the time.
Okay,
but so if you were, we're allegedly, at least what has been confirmed by Reeves on like Reddit, is we are getting both. So like, you know, World's Finest will get 60,000 gems.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Wait, so solos too, right?
Solos too.
Oh wow.
Allegedly.
So wait, when I get this, like if I'm top 500, I get the skin?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. Okay. Now that I'm, you know, I think you've actually explained this to me already, and
Yeah. No. So basically, we're getting that compensation plus raids are still happening.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to suffer through it, like
it's not like what's going on in raids right now. It's really not that bad. Like it's just like I said. Instead of spawning 20 bosses, I'm spawning 3 to 5. But even then, 5's a little risky. I usually lose one. So it's not the worst. And I haven't been paying attention to the Alliance boss, but I don't think it's been resetting.
No,
I don't know. I haven't
it's fine.
Yeah, it seems fine. So that seems to be okay.
It's fine. Yesterday, I played almost all day yesterday playing with Alliance boss. It was fine.
Yeah, okay. So I feel like this raid isn't that bad. I don't know. I mean, you know what? I think they can fix it. Now, based on what I'm hearing, I think they can fix this next month.
Okay,
I'm
so like,
optimistic.
In my opinion, what happened, I think they did the right compensation. I'm just going to say that right off the bat, because it's like what it was is like, you got to, it's easy to look at it right now and be like, oh, the raid's not that bad. Rewind back to like Wednesday or, you know, Thursday, whenever everything was going haywire. Because it's like, everybody, like, there was people, for whatever reason, I don't know why people are still mad about the compensation from last raid. Last raid's compensation was fine. Like, it made perfect sense what they did. They're like, yep, okay, next tier up. Everybody's argument was like, oh, well, like, I'm dropping out of where I was at. Okay, so they gave everybody rewards for the next tier up. It made perfect sense.
It did make sense.
Like, and so it's like, okay, so, like, give everybody those rewards, right? And then it's like, but I can also understand where people, like, were freaking out right as everything started going haywire, because it's like, it was annoying that the boss kept getting reset. Wraith wasn't working.
Yeah, that was
also, you at the time had done like 5 alliance bosses. Like, what do you even know about how they were broken on Wednesday?
I mean,
he's like, I read the chat.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about my personal experience. I don't do bosses until the weekend. I have a job that makes me. I will kill people if I do an alliance boss going down the road when I'm driving a 25,000 pound machine.
I remember for you last raids, like I was like, oh, that does suck. Like what Kitti said, like some people were like, okay, I'm going to do my thing. And then, Sunday I'm going to sit down and do my raids. And I think those are the people that were affected the most, that people that, because there is there is a strategy to doing the bosses later on because you get the most points from those. So it makes more sense to, the energy, the best bang for your buck, I would say. But
what I'm saying is the game looked like it was melting down on Wednesday and Thursday. So it was a good idea for them to come out with the compensation they did because it calmed everybody down.
You know what else made me think the game was melting down and burning up was I was on Reddit and I saw a post of literal flames of Arcus in there. I mean, talk about sounding the alarms. I just felt like, Zubaz, what did you think of that?
I think are you just talking about the background that is estrogen right now?
I'm talking about
it's just a meme.
It's just memeing. You're just memeing.
Just memeing.
Yeah.
Just the moderator tag meme.
No, I think what they're doing is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hopefully they fix the raid by next month. But I also like on the same point, if this happened every month, I don't think I'd be bad. I don't think I'd be mad. Like it just whatever. Cool, as long as I get the same compensation every time. Just look forward to the end of the month. 600 shards of the siege character, 30,000 gems. It'd be great.
Too bad it was.
What if they replace raids with Tower of Fate?
Oh, that's what needs to happen. I think this is all setting up.
You know what? Raids, throw it out. It's bad.
You know what they should do?
Just distribute all of those rewards across the Tower of Fate.
No. Here's
Make
what
it a
they
month long.
Zubaz, pitch this idea. Say this is the perfect time to introduce the Tower of Fate, and the introduction of the Tower of Fate is what was causing the raids to be messed up. See, this is storyline now. Now it's all
And then we can finally get chapters 9 and 10 with Trigon.
It's like when Grodd, when they first made Grodd, they made him really small. And then when they made him bigger, they're like, "Oh, you foolish humans! You thought Grodd was small." They wrote it in the. But let's talk about some other stuff here. I guess real quick. I mean, kind of the last topic I think we're gonna get on, and Zubaz is already.
We still gotta do lightning questions too.
They're fast. They're lightning. They're coming. So Kitti, be ready. We got some lightning questions for you coming up. So stay on your toes. Siege predictions, I guess. Is that what I think that's the last. Siege predictions. What do we? I forgot what this topic's supposed to be. What
you wanted this to stay.
Did I say that?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I took it out and you put it back in.
Oh, I think I did. No, you know what I think? Okay, I know what I'm saying. All right.
Pain.
The prediction is pain. I guess the bonus tunes. Let's just real quick. What do we think about the bonus tunes? Kitti, what do you think about the bonus tunes for Siege? It's Stargirl. It's I like her about Star. Who? Shiva. It's
Etrigan.
Kilowog.
Oh my God, Kilowog.
Wait, who is it? Stargirl, Shiva, Kilowog, Saint Walker, and then obviously Etrigan and Raven. What do you think of those bonus tunes, Kitti? Do you think good mix?
I have
Shiva
Legendary.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So and I will not gear up Kilowog. So it will be rough for me for sure.
Yeah.
But I have Etrigan, so I hope everything should do great. And I have Stargirl Rebus too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I should be fine.
I think honestly that's really all you need. Stargirl,
yeah,
Etrigan,
probably.
and like throwing some Lex protection. It's gonna be a pretty. I don't know. Stargirl, I think is already gonna be the MVP. She's just that good.
I can already tell you right now, these are all gonna be perfectly fine bonus tunes. Like Saint Walker, maybe is gonna be the only one that's like. Devoy will use them.
Yeah.
But it's like Kilowog.
Devoy doesn't play DCL.
He doesn't.
Kilowog's great. You're gonna have that AoE choosable stun. You know what I mean? Stargirl's great. Shiva's gonna be your Spectre killer to be able to run in there or whatever blues on the other side. And so it's like it's all just none of these tunes are bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think honestly, I don't know why we put this back in. I don't know. Whatever. Siege is gonna be fine. Siege is gonna be boring as it always is. Siege is a stupid.
It's just as long as it's not last month's Siege. Last month's Siege was horrible.
What was last month? What was the tunes?
I can't even remember. I just remember Pain.
Captain Adam and
and
Connor.
And Ursa and Connor. And
yeah, that was fine. Whatever. All right, that's not the right one. Real quick, last topic here is first impressions of Desaad and Granny. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna Here's my quick. Granny, and then Desaad. I don't get it. I heard some chatter about, Desaad's great. He's gonna be something we've never had. But
it's that third skill is outrageous.
Oh yeah,
that's
Desaad's third skill. Kitty, have you seen what Desaad's third skill is? He has an ability. So if you don't know, I'm sure I don't know how. Anyways, he has an ability where if Darkseid is on the team, does he have to be leader? No. If it's Darkseid is on your team with Desaad's third removes all the buffs from the enemy team, puts debuff immunity down, and stuns them all. But
the debuff immunity and the stun are just part of the base. That does not require Darkseid.
Oh, okay. But the removing the buffs is what Darkseid does.
Yes.
And this I don't know, man. This is, and I'm hearing that it's on a low cooldown, so this is going to be happening. Could be happening very often. I don't know how I feel about this move. It seems so. This is all on paper, though. We'll see what it is in the game. But man, aside from that, he seems has to be the worst legendaries I've seen ever. Oh my god, these legendaries are terrible. 25% to get
this first time I've ever looked at this. 25% chance, 25%. What's up with all these 25% chances?
But you see, it's like 25% to remove one buff. 25% to do one intelligence. I don't know. It's really.
Please tell me his last ability, the legendary, is if this teammate is on there, all these percentages go up by 25%.
No, nothing.
No.
He's like, I don't know. I'm this is very early. Again, very first impression. I've read his kit twice, and I think it's just it upsets me. This is 2022. Why are these percentages even in the game right now? But then Granny, on the other hand, she seems fine. I don't know. Who's the free one? Desaad?
Yeah.
So the Granny seems fine, I guess. I don't know. This whole thing seems very weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is about these tunes. Kitty, who do you like Granny? Do you like Desaad? Desaad's ugly.
They both.
Yeah.
They're both I don't know. I have low hopes. I really, really think Desaad is only going to be used for that 3, which makes sense. But aside from that, he's just going to be so bad. So bad. I don't know what more to say about him. Do you guys want to chime in about this Desaad stuff?
I'm reading the kit for the first time right now. Granny looks decent.
First time, Cosplay. This is a professional podcast.
Jeez, come on, do your homework.
Okay. Anyways,
really work with these
I'm sorry, I'm not in the VIP group where I just have talked about these characters for the past week. All right, Granny looks okay. Granny looks okay. Desaad looks, that 3 is going to be crazy, and that's about it.
I don't know.
Why is there 25% chances to do anything? Might as well not have it be there.
It's crazy. And then even if you do get the percentage, what you're getting
Desaad
is not worth anything.
L1.
Yeah, L1 uses 3, and then you're good. And I was saying this might be the first time where I'm looking at a toon where I really think you don't need to ring up anything. Just ring up that 3. Because if you're going to use him, you're probably only using him for that 3. He does light special damage. I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to hear.
I'm fine with it because Desaad is such a non-character. I don't know why he's even in the game. He's E-list.
Yeah, he's not. But he is.
They could have done Granny in one of the Furies or something.
I would have loved another Fury.
Fine, but give me Orion or whatever. It's just so if you want to do new gods, there are new gods that there are entire books about, and Desaad is even within the context of the new gods, Desaad is small potatoes.
I think sometimes he's portrayed also as this pathetic weakling servant that I think he's very scared of things, and I think he's only has this confidence because of Darkseid has his back. But yeah, Darkseid, Desaad is not this like big thing. He looks cool in the game though. I think they made him look super cool. But Granny, I'm all for. I think Granny's a great character. I know some people in our alliance were like, Granny, but I think Granny's cool. I like her. She's cool. But what does this mean for the game? I don't know. I don't think it's.
You would.
Yeah.
What does this mean for the game? I think they're running out of characters is what this means for the game.
But I mean, there's so. I mean, Kitty, do you know? Did I already ask you what character you want in the game?
Yeah,
I did.
Oh yeah, my God. Yeah, and
ask an answer.
Thinking about it, and
now she's thinking about it.
Let's see. Let's say Dexter.
No, okay, I don't know. Okay, no, I don't want Dexter in the game. I really.
Wouldn't it make it so sad, like if you were Dexter and you were facing like Deadshot and he pulls out a rifle and just shoots Dexter in the face? I couldn't watch that. It would be horrible.
I know.
Lobo would take the motorcycle. I'd have like PTSD about my cat getting hit by a car. Like I just you can't. See,
but look, we look at the other side of this. But then you would enjoy if Dexter like ravaged somebody.
It's not the word I would use.
Yeah. you know what I would like to see if Dexter to bring Dexter in the game is an Atrocitus skin where Dexter's like floating next to him.
Yeah, like cool. In Injustice 2, right?
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Just have him there, as a skin. I'd get that skin. That would. I think that would.
Not to maybe not to Atrocitus, maybe to someone cuter.
Okay, yeah. Well, he has to be with Atrocitus. Bleeze maybe. I guess
Bleeze with Dexter.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Bleeze with Dexter. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
upcoming Lantern Month, Dexter and Razor.
Oh I think we're near the end of our thing, and I have wait.
I have a question before the lightning questions.
Okay, so Kitty,
this is important.
Okay,
this is actually really important, and I don't understand why Josh has not asked this question. Kitty, when are you making your triumphant return to the Tournament of Legends?
Oh,
yeah. See, Josh, see, because I mean. Yeah, for people that don't know, Kitty did so amazing in the last time that she competed, and we would love to see it again.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I will be back next time. I promised Josh already that. Yeah, okay. He texted me, he asked me, and yes.
Follow-up question: Are you going to have the notebook again?
What?
Are you going to have the notebook again?
For sure.
I can again. This was, I think, tournament. TOL 3 because what did we just do? 5 or 4?
We just did 5. So
okay, so
that would have been 4.
So 4. So Kitty made it. If you didn't know, Kitty made it to the semifinals, and I think the last time she made in TOL 3, she made it to the semifinals, but I think Kitty would even admit herself she kind of didn't have enough toons to go, and so she didn't do as well as she wanted to. And then it was, will this happen again? Will she not have enough toons? And she showed up for that semifinal in TOL 4, and she had this notebook with her, and it was chock full of so many. There it is. She did so much work, and it was filled with all the different, against this team works against, and I was blown away. I think everyone's blown away, and it was working. Like, she came in with her toons and was putting up big numbers, and then just unfortunately, I remember it made one small mistake with a Riddler.
Yes,
you did the wrong move with Riddler, and it was that one mistake. But it was so impressive, and I think everyone was very excited. So yeah, I think everyone wants Kitty back in the TOL.
Yeah, and I can tell you one secret, guys, but please, I did these notes for my notes during my working day. but please don't tell to my boss.
Okay, I won't tell. So she did it at work. We won't let your boss know.
Also, actually, too, can we blur the writing in the notebook because we don't want to give Kitty's secrets away?
Cosplay can do that in post.
We'll just do that.
But Kitty, let's jump to the very popular lightning round questions. I have 5 of them for you. So what I'm going to do, Kitty, is I'm going to ask you. It's going to be basically this or that. Okay. So first thing that pops into your mind. Okay. And these will be DC related, I think. So yeah, these are all DC related. Okay, you ready? So first, what
do you mean you think? Do you have them written down already?
Because, well, time out. Here's why I said I think, because 2 of them are game related. See this? That.
Are these different because a certain other podcast stole the ones that we were previously using?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay,
I can't wait to see them steal them next time, but okay.
Here we go, Kitty. So be ready, okay? Would you rather be Wonder Woman or Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Would you rather have super strength or super speed?
Super strength.
Would you rather be a Green Lantern or an Atlantean?
Or what? Atlantis. Green Lantern.
Oh, okay. Okay, now, if you had to only use one of you only could pick one of them, you can only use your Nightwing or you could only use your Harley Quinn?
Nightwing.
Okay. Would you rather be Siege World's Finest or Alliance Raid World's Finest?
A Siege World's Finest.
Oh, man. Wait. She just said, I'd rather give me that Siege title. My Alliance can do it, you know? All right. Yeah. I love it. Those are good answers, Kitty. These are that's the lightning round. Costly add lightning, thunder effects.
You're asking way
Oh my god, that's
oh my god. You know, like I would understand, like you could be like, oh, I don't have the time because I've been researching the toons so I could speak intelligently about them on the podcast. But you're not doing that either. So it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's right. I do nothing. I don't do anything.
But I think that's going to do it for us today. Kitty, thank you so much for waking up so early. I'm sorry.
Twice.
Yeah, and jumping on here with us. And if you don't know, Kitty, did you show your cosplay on like Instagram or something?
Yeah, I have Instagram. It is the only way to see my cosplays right now.
Okay, so we'll make sure to
story.
Yeah, I think we'll get the link from you and we'll put it in there. I'm sure Cosplay can add that. And also, Kitty does stream on Twitch. She plays DC Legends. She plays Hades, and again, no more Genshin Impact. She says, but you also play a zombie game too. You also play Left 4 Dead. Yeah. So tune in to Kitty. It's always a really fun time over there. But I think that's gonna be it. You know, good podcast. Great interview. I think I heard you guys say.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for having me. That was very fun to wake up so early to talk to you.
We appreciate it, Kitty. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for us. Thank you guys for listening, and see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I'm gonna go take my second place cosplay.
Yeah.
Award home. That's fine. Second place. That's fine. That's fine.
Thank you for watching the Crime Alley Cast. Hit the like button and tell us what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to never miss a future episode. If you want to catch us on the go, check out the audio version of the podcast, available on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify and Podbean. Each of the hosts are also available live streaming DC Legends and other games throughout the week, so be sure to drop by and say hello. Links will be in the description below.